Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Sim Racing Expo 2022. We're here for our next panel, and well, it should be easy for me because we've got loads of content creators who love to talk. And well, let's introduce our first one then. We've got Dizzy, who will be joining us. We can clap if you want. Don't have to. It's fine. Pop over to the left there, buddy. We've got Maxine Bymans as well. Hi, Max.
Hello.
We have indeed got Rory Alexander as well. He's like 9 foot tall. What's the weather like up there?
Hey.
And I think he might be ready. We have also got Random Call Sign.
I don't think he's ready.
Not quite ready, so we will just give him a few minutes. We'll go sit down. We'll go chill out. He'll be here at some point, I would imagine. Just casually strolling around, but he will join us. So first of all then, how have you enjoyed the Sim Racing Expo 2022?
It's really good. It's definitely different from where it's been before. The Nürburgring was this is much better. I much enjoy it. It doesn't quite have the backdrop of the Nordschleife.
No, it does.
But it does have quite nice classics through there, so there's plenty to see anyway.
Yeah, it's good to be here. The event is way bigger than it used to be, so that's great to see. A lot of nice companies are here, so good. But I miss the Nordschleife a bit. Normally we go on track, and now we can just watch at beautiful cars, but not drive in them or have a hot lap with them.
It's bad for my credit card.
Yeah, it's a perfect answer, that is.
Yeah, it's really bad for my credit card. So it's my first one, and I really do enjoy it. It's great to see like similar faces. You drive like 2-3 years, and then you see them face to face. It's great. I love it.
Of course, you say you miss the Nürburgring. Have you been to the Norris Ring yet over the last couple of days?
No, I haven't.
It's only like 1.5 kilometers away, and it's just a normal road now, but still the curbs from there. It's one of the most historic tracks in Germany, in Europe.
I have a funny story. I was here visiting some friends 2 years ago, and I was walking with my stream on the back, so people were sitting on my shoulder, and then I came here like yesterday, and I was like, "You have been here? What's that?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a Norris Ring." Whew. And I didn't even knew that we are like 200 meters away from it.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It's just around the corner. I was there last night, and I'm used to working there, like as a commentator, so seeing it as a race track and then just to see it casually being driven on by everybody is mind-blowing. Right, anyway, back to the actual topic in hand. All of you started off, as a hobby, of course, content creation. It's not something you just turn around and go, "Oh, I'm just going to start making videos, and that's it. It's going to be my job." But at what point did it trigger your brain to go, "Do you know what? I can take this seriously. I can really make a go of this and make a living"?
For me, God, it's going to get deep real quick. I was just really unhappy with what I was doing outside of, in the real world, what I was doing day to day. And it got to that point, almost like a tipping point. I've been making videos for sort of 3.5, 4 years. And it almost got to a tipping point where I think, yeah, we've got enough momentum here. Things look okay. I've got 2 kids and a wife at home as well, so you've got to be careful of that sort of stuff. But it got to a tipping point where it was, as long as you've got enough contingency, you can take a jump with things. And it's for me, it was just a case of just going for it. What's the worst that can happen? I can go back to my job in the city. I can wipe the smile off my face and go be miserable till I'm 60 and retire. So yeah, I just gave it a crack, and amazingly, I'm still doing it now.
And that's a good story. But for me, I was still studying in university and building up my channel. So then, of course, you're still learning everything and trying to balance it out. So it was really difficult to combine YouTube and writing my thesis. Of course, you need to fully focus on something to make it work. And I couldn't really do what I wanted to do because I wanted to finish the school. But when that was done, I went to Berlin for G2 Esports. They had like a tournament, make the squad. If you got in the team, then you got a year contract with them, and then I was able to, just give it a go and do it full time for a year at least. And from then, at the end of the year, I was at the Logitech G Challenge. I met the team there. I really liked their products, and I said like, okay, well, my year contract with G2 is over, but I still want to use your product, so maybe we can do something together. And now I'm working with them for almost 3 years. Helping them with social media as well, and the rest is history.
So basically, I studied in 2013 and made my diploma, and then I took a year off just to be me and cut off all the costs I had and live like my youngest life with nothing, like one piece of bread every day. And then I grinded the last 9 years, like day in, day out, 7 days a week. And that's like the whole story behind it.
So when I turned around and said, you don't just one day turn around and go, you're going to be a content creator, you literally did.
Yes,
do that.
I did I got my diploma in December and started in January.
Wow, that's incredible. When did you realize it could be your job? And maybe it's still
it
like...
hasn't quite sunk
maybe
in
not.
yet that this could be my job, even though it is. I don't know, really. When did you guys... It kind of just happened.
When I could pay my first bill.
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
How did that feel?
I remembered, I'm still thankful for that guy. I had one guy who was paying my rent. He didn't knew that, but he paid my rent for like 3 or 4 months.
He didn't know.
He didn't knew that,
How
but
did he
but
not
he,
know?
he donated me so much money I could pay my rent. So I got from one guy once a month that payment, and then I knew, okay, I go for it. I go all in. I just cut everything off, and then I went in. It was so stupid. When I was 27, now I'm 37, so it was stupid. I wouldn't recommend that. No.
For me, I was, of course, in school. I had my internship at a company, like PR company for games. And then they asked me to work for them, so I worked there for a couple of months. But then at one point, with a sponsorship for YouTube, one sponsorship, I made more than what I made there the whole month. So then I was like, maybe I should use my time a bit more wisely and fully focus on YouTube and see where it goes.
Yeah, when you get your sort of what you would earn in a day, you've been working from 9 till 5:30, 6 or something. You get home, jump on the simulator and do something you enjoy, and earn as much as you had done being miserable in the office all day. That's kind of when those days sort of add up. That's when it starts to think, oh, maybe.
Yeah, and also like how you spend your time. Like also when you're in the office all day, people go home and they're off. But that's where our job starts. Like when you're at home, that's just and then you work till you go to bed. So it's
and it starts all over again.
Exactly, and also what you said, like working 7 days a week, maybe like 12 hours per day. Yeah, you have to put all the effort in to make it happen.
It never ends.
It never ends.
Your day never ends, no.
So prior to it being your living, did you face any serious challenges where you had any doubt in your mind that you could make it happen?
Yeah, I had, like in 2018, I got a breakdown. I worked so much, like from 9 in the morning till 2 in the night, and I did that for 3 years, straight up, every day. And then I just went to an event and met some people, like good friends I met over the stream, and I was so mad at them for no reason, and then I said, okay, I need to stop that. I took 1 day break, like now I have a six-day week, so I do office stuff at Mondays. And then at this point, I realized, okay, that's too much. Like I was totally burned out.
Yeah, you have to listen to your body and give it the rest when it's so yeah.
Yeah, finding balance is quite a difficult thing. You've got to go to the only way to find balance is to go to your limit. Find that is where your limit is, and then ease off to where you almost cannot sustain it. And if you're somewhere in the middle, that's where you've got to kind of stay. And once you've been through, it's a common thing when you do content creation, is burnt out. Or any job, you can be burnt out in any job. It's just a bit of a buzzword in content creation, isn't it? Yeah. As long as you can see the signs, the early warning signs, then you're okay. You can sort of throttle back when you need to. But yeah, I've been there too. But you only do it a couple of times, and then you learn. That's all that success is running out of ways to fail and learning from your mistakes. And as long as you're learning from them and saying, right, I'm not going to do that again, or I'm not going to do that again because that had a negative effect on what I'm trying to do, eventually you'll find your way, eventually.
The funny thing is when you learn from your mistakes, you do more at the end. You get down to the point where you do less and then you start to do more, and you push your boundaries very high. I have my boundaries are so high right now, so the stress resistance got to a point where it's like, okay, I don't care, let's do it, let's go.
What has been the most unexpected sort of achievement that you've had within your careers so far?
For me, probably it's probably just making it a sustainable business. Really, is something that is just unexpected for me. You know, these amazing companies that have the sort of the equipment that I've aspired when I first started. Oh yeah, I'd love that wheel. I'd love to save up for that wheel. Or I'd love to save up for that, rig or that TV or whatever, that monitor. And when they actually talk to you and recognise you and actually want you to be a brand ambassador for them and work with them, and then you see the power behind them at places like this, that for me is that's the most astounding thing for me is the recognition part, I think. Yeah, I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, for me, it was after the Las Vegas event with Logitech. I was there as a guest very last minute. I met like everybody and I didn't know who I was talking to. And apparently there was like general manager, head of marketing and PR and communications, everybody. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. And then after I asked for the sponsorship, they said like, yeah, we want to offer you a bit more. So then I started to work with them as a community advisor. And then just got more and more responsibilities, and now being like responsible for all this sim racing social media. That's quite a nice achievement to not only make content for my own channels, but also for them here. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I guess it was my first flight to America, fully paid. I cried. So that was like in my second year, and it was Blizzard by the time, and they called me and invited me to the BlizzCon. And they paid everything. I was crying. I will remember that for like the rest of my life. And the first autograph I gave. That's the point where you realize what's happening. Why are people talking to? What do they want? I'm just sitting in front of a camera and talking. So yeah, these were incredible. Yeah.
I need to have a conversation with someone. Las Vegas, America.
Yeah.
Huh.
You've been to Isle of Wight or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Nuremberg.
I paid for that.
You okay.
I'm going straight in there.
Dizzy's looking down on you now, if he can. Have you?
Can I have your
I
autograph?
don't. We need to drive together. We were talking.
You could drive.
No, you can drive too, I guess.
A panel Route 66.
Yeah. Fully funded by these two, by the sounds.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Here we go.
We need to talk about that.
I'm going to cry for a whole different reason now.
Stop.
Someone who's come from content creation myself as well, I had a very bad bout of imposter syndrome when I started working in real-world motorsport. Have you guys come across this, and how did you deal with it? Because there are many people out there watching who are maybe on the start of their journey, or maybe they're just getting some traction, and they will start to feel that, and it's horrible. How do you get through it?
I think imposter syndrome is something, and it's something that I talk about quite a lot, because I like to share how I feel and be transparent as possible on my journey with the people that watch me. Imposter syndrome for me, as long as you can manage it, I think it's quite healthy. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you, it's sort of that fight or flight mentality. It keeps you, fighting every day and making sure that you do everything every day. What I would say, though, to people who are just starting is just start. That's it. Just start. I wish I'd started a long time ago. I might be at the level of these guys if I started a lot earlier. But, nobody's got anything. Nothing's perfect. Do your first 100 videos, do your first 100 streams, then have a look at what you're doing right and doing wrong. Don't let perfection get in the way of you starting. And you are your own USP. So don't worry about if you've got a quirk here or you're not confident there or something. That's what people like about you. I've got plenty of quirks and plenty of things that I deem as negative, but other people can relate to that and say, right, I like this guy because I feel the same thing. So I would say just manage it, but embrace it and just be yourself, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, quirks are fine. We've literally got quirk in the community, so
yeah.
Yeah, I think just be yourself and do what you like and what you enjoy, and don't do it because you want to gain like thousands of followers or whatever. Don't do it for the money or the views. Just do it because you like it, and stay consistent and enjoy the journey.
I was thinking about what you said just like after 9 years, I'm still not doing anything right. I'm like seriously, I played shooters, I did IRL stuff, I'm doing sim racing now. I never did anything the right way, never. You will always get to the point where you realize, okay, that's not my thing, just switch it up and do anything else. Just be yourself and do what you like.
And in some instances, you become the product, the individual, the personality. You know, some people will watch you, I don't know, do all sorts of stuff. It's not just about the racing; it's about, as I say, how they relate to you, whether they like you as a person. So, if you think about yourself as like the sort of body of the spider, if you like, and everything coming off of that, as long as you're yourself, people will gravitate to that. And yeah, don't do things, as Maxime said, don't do things to chase views and likes and subscribers and all this sort of stuff, because you won't be in control of your own journey then, and you'll end up pigeonholing yourself into something you don't want to do. So yeah, be yourself is what I'd say.
Yeah, and stay consistent, I think too. You have to stay consistent, not do upload for a week and then you're like, oh, okay, then not for 2 weeks and then again for a week. Just try to spread it more and stay consistent.
Yeah, schedule is like the first thing, right? Everyone says it. So many people don't listen to that first bit of advice.
Yeah.
You've got to be... the people have got to be able to read when you're online. They've got to know when you're going to be there. Like you're like a TV show, right?
Yeah.
You've got to form a habit. That's
a habit, yeah. They get a habit, yeah. But I would say, like, the first row or the biggest point is be honest. Every time, be honest, don't lie. They figure that out if you're lying. If you get a product and you don't like it, say you don't like it. Don't lie. Never. Because when people find out you lie to them, they don't trust you anymore. And when viewers don't trust you anymore, they don't stick around. So never lie to your viewers or community.
Yeah, that's my next question actually. Reviews. How do you find balancing the unbiased reviews? Of course, you have to be unbiased, you have to be impartial, but also you feel you have a duty of care for the people who are providing the products as well. You don't want to burn bridges. How difficult is it to find that balance? I
mean, it's very easy as you're sort of coming up in the industry to be tempted by all these offers that you get. So, oh yeah, just use this wheel. Oh yeah, use that wheel. And as you said, to not burn any bridges, you can push certain things or don't. I've only ever done one review on my channel, and that's for the company that I work with, because I think the best review for me is to use that stuff day in, day out. And the stuff I use day in, day out is the stuff I want to use, because you can see right through it. If someone grabs, if they use one company's product regularly, and then another one comes out, they say, oh yeah, this is the best thing since sliced bread. Brilliant. Go get yourself one. Use my link, right? But then in 2 weeks, disappears. I think, oh, okay, you're back to your comfort zone again, and you know which creators use which stuff. And I think just going back to your point about making sure that you're honest and don't be disingenuous with stuff. And I think good companies will understand, because they have customers too. It's like it almost paints them in a bad light if they're throwing loads of money and publicity at something. You see it sometimes. This one product will arrive all over the space. You think, okay, you were doing the same, but 2 months ago with something else. So for me, it's not really the space that I'm in. I just that's my best review, is to use it day in, day out, and the fact it doesn't break, and the fact I'm very happy about it, it's probably the best review I can ever have, and that's the way I go about things, to be honest.
Yeah, for me as well. I just when I get a request to do something, I review it carefully if I even want to do it, because I want to fully support the company. I don't want to review or promote something that I don't feel good at. So I just review everything carefully and pick the ones that I want to work with and not. And what you say, don't mix up brands. Don't review or use a laptop from one brand and then in 2 weeks later you're using and promoting the other one. That's not fair. So and then you lie to your viewers, and you shouldn't. So yeah.
The funny thing is, I do that.
You do that?
Yeah, I do that. Oh. I use almost everything which is in there from the big brands in the last 3 years, just to say to my viewers, I did everything. You can ask me every brand you want. I can tell you what's good, what's bad. And if I get the chance to review it, I always tell the guys when they send stuff to me, I need to be honest. If it's shitty, I say it's shitty. You paid money for that, just remember that. And when they are fine with that, I do that. Because
I'm still one of the only people not to swear on a stage. Just want to put that out there. And
did I? I'm sorry.
Swearing. It's terrible.
All right.
But also, so even if you do get a product from a company that you do work with, you say, right, this is what I think about it, but I'm obviously saying it through rose-tinted glasses here. I'm trying to be as impartial as possible, but I love the fact the company have just sent me this. I would have bought this had it been for my own money anyway. So I think you can be okay with saying it. Be yourself. You can say, I really, really like this. I'm trying to be impartial, but obviously the elephant in the room is I work with this company anyway. So I'm going to have a slight positive bias to it. And I think people appreciate that.
I think companies, I think the legitimacy of sim racing particularly has forced companies to be more professional, because I feel like 5 years ago, we were, I can't speak for you three, but I was being taken advantage of by certain companies. And also it's not like you were forced to give a positive review, but if you were honest, which I've always been, they wouldn't talk to you. Whereas now I feel like they're so much better because they genuinely want to improve, right? Especially sim racing peripheral companies. Look at what we got here.
Yes.
Like it's a whole different ballgame these days.
Yeah, massively. And there's more and more people coming into the space. So yeah, it's more important than ever for these companies to I think just have a genuine sort of route to the customer, their customer, as you like. Yeah, but it can be difficult. But I think once you do it long enough, you know how to say no. You learn how to say no, and you're quite comfortable saying no, because you don't want a shelf behind you full of stuff that you never use. Because it just makes almost dilutes your message.
You have that?
No.
Okay.
Well,
we need to talk again, the other way around.
Did you just become best friends?
Yeah, I guess so.
So let's move off that topic then and move on to storyboarding and scripting your content. A lot of people will assume that it's just one take, you're on a camera, you talk, and your job's done, or you're talking over a video. How difficult is it to script the video and put it together and all of the storyboarding? Give the viewers at home some perspective on how difficult the job is.
Well, to be honest,
can I go first?
Yeah, I'm going to say the same as you.
I do it the same way like you said.
Yeah.
It's just a one take. Like I do one takes. So I'm not a really YouTube guy. So I'm streaming every day. I'm used to just talk. So when I get something, I unbox it. Okay, we have this, that, and then you talk like 30 minutes straight, and then it's done.
So for me, I actually do just what you said. So I stream Monday to Friday. Coming from the corporate terrible world that I used to work in, I tried to keep that in there, and I tried to do sort of 9 till 5, and talking about learning where you go wrong. I got burnt out doing 9 till 5 Monday to Friday of the same game. So I've adjusted that slightly to 9 till 3, and then I'll do a video in the evening. I'll try and do one every single day for YouTube algorithm purposes, which I won't go into here. So for me, it is just that. I do something called VOD content, which is chop up of your best bits of live streams, really. So for me, it is kind of just that. I try and avoid the kind of scripted stuff. For at the moment, for me, it just takes too long. The storyboarding can be, if you're doing a video every other day and you're not streaming it, it can be done. But you end up just putting rubbish out there if you rush it, I think, for me.
Yeah. I do it like one take as well, like not like one take, but I just...
This is fun. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
See you later.
No, like when I'm doing like a recording of a race, I just drive and comment on what's happening, and then cut down the nice pieces to make it a bit quicker in the video. But when there's like a full review or something, then I write down the most important parts, like the bullet points, and I talk around the topic.
I guess the funny thing is, if you don't do that, it's nicer for the viewer because you are not this machine. So that's always what I have times when I need to record like 30 seconds more and say, hello, this is the future Dizzy. I want to talk to the past Dizzy. He's an idiot. He forgot this, that. And then it makes it a little bit funnier than reading from a screen like a review. it doesn't look natural. So when you said like making a script or a board, people need to have that, like you said, for yourself to do your mind map. But just to do it right away is funny. It's good. It makes
I get like completely off track. Then I start talking about all the stuff that doesn't matter, and the video gets way too long.
Yeah.
It's not just the things that I want to talk about.
Yeah, when you go to a live stream, like we drive most likely every weekend endurance races, like 6 hours up to 24 hours, and you have the weirdest topics. You can we in my stream, it's really funny. We talk about Kartoffelsalat. It's potato salad. We talk about it every time. It's you can't even imagine talking about it like 1 hour. And then you go from there to, oh yeah, we're driving a race, let's talk about a race for 5 minutes, and then you go back to potato salad, and then you talk about cars, and then you talk about shoes. So
I know, 18 hours into Daytona, anything goes, right? It's We've all done an endurance race and just start waffling.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, just going back to the whole scripting and storyboarding stuff, I think a storyboard is good. Having a loose idea of what's going on with some bullet points can often help. But, you know, those mistakes that you make you genuine and brings you that connection. Because you're not, the whole thing is, well, certainly what I do, it's called YouTube. It's supposed to be amateur. It's supposed to be, you know, you can get too polished and you can get, and it just, if somebody wants that, they'll watch the TV, you know, the big production and all that sort of stuff. But I'll often leave stupid things that I say in, or I'll leave my intro where I say, hi guys, here he is here, about 10 times in it because I've managed to mess that up. So, and I think it brings people close to you if you just say, look, this is me, I'm just like you, I get things wrong. So yeah.
The bloopers are sometimes very funny. So I just like put them on social and then everybody starts laughing.
Yeah,
they are.
What does content creation mean to you? What's the definition for you each personally?
It's my life. I will never do anything else in my life anymore. Never. I will die with it. Yes. Because it's like after 10 years, every day you wake up with it, you go to sleep with it, you breathe it, you bleed it, you will never lose it in any way. It's so normal to have like your phone, talk to your phone, talk to a camera. It's like a drug. It's kind of like a drug to get up and to do it. So 5 days to be here and do no content, like sitting in front of my PC or my office, it's like on Monday, okay, I need to get back to my PC. I need to get back to my PC, please.
Yeah, I agree around, you know, life. And it's a big thing. You hear people say, oh yeah, this is my life, that's my life. But for me personally, outside my wife and my 2 kids, every single moment is thinking about YouTube, actually doing YouTube, racing. So yeah, it is literally for me my life, and your channel is your baby, and that's, you know, and often with YouTube it's kind of on an upward trajectory in that you're almost doing it for tomorrow. You know, you think, right, I could not do this, I could just go to bed, or I could just mess around and do something else, but then I'm going to be one day further away from the dream that I've got of doing this, whether it's financial freedom or freedom in general or anything like that. So yeah, it is life. Thankfully, I've scheduled all my videos over the week, so I've got a little bit of a rest time. But this feels weird, not
really
racing or doing or filming or thinking, and I've got to get better at letting go, I think, with that. So.
Yeah, for me it's also like a lifestyle, I would say. Like
good
you're
one. Yeah,
always,
good one.
always busy with it. Like you're never offline. You're always on. You have your phone in your pocket. You can post anything, anywhere, anytime. I really enjoy events, so for me also being at events, I will make content around it and make sure to enjoy the whole experience too, and not be at home only to make videos. So yeah, it's a bit like it never stops. Like you're always online.
Yeah.
It gave me personally so much possibilities. So I had a van, like a camper van, and I drove with my stream with a good friend in 2 weeks around the Baltic Sea in my stream. Just like let that sink in. We drove around the Baltic Sea with a camper van and my stream and his stream.
That's incredible.
That's so much fun.
So you won't disconnect from that. Never. If you do stuff like that, you can't just leave it. It's not going to happen.
Have you had any trials and tribulations with family? Obviously, you're similar to me. You've got a young family in terms of children and a partner. Is there anyone in your family, like parents or any outside influences that maybe didn't quite believe in it and had a negative effect on you in the early days?
I think I kept my channel secret till I got around, I think it was about 30,000 subscribers, I think, on YouTube. I kept it secret. Even some of my close friends found it and made a joke about it. And even now, I wasn't, until it was a big thing for me to say I'm going to do this full time. I left my job to play video games. A lot of people don't understand. My family were obviously incredibly supportive because you have to explain to them how this works, and you have to say, right, it's not just me sitting here. And you get people in your stream every day saying, why don't you go get a real job, or why don't you do this, why don't you do that? But it's quite good because you grow a thick skin with stuff, and you find if it's your purpose. And I was living, when I was working in the corporate world, I was pretty much living just a life of, quiet discomfort and discontent. I was so unhappy, and I was living for other people because I thought that was the thing to do. Go be a director in this job, or go do this and work till you're 60, then retire. Then your life can start. So for me, you just got to have your blinkers on and be right. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for the future us. And that for me was, then nothing else touches that. Nobody can influence. And people will have an opinion, as with everything. But you're living for you, not for anyone else, I think.
My mom thought I was addicted to gaming.
Which is,
but you are. But you make a living from it, so it's okay. Yeah.
Well, it's like it's not like you're addicted to gaming. It's also you're hanging out with friends. Like, of course, I have friends all around the world. I cannot see them in person all the time, so we just hang out online. And I was able to make my job from it. But they didn't really understand what I was doing until you started to make some more serious money. So then they were like,
money always talks.
Okay,
yeah.
then
That's the trouble.
now it starts to be more interesting, but they are fully supportive and they really like what I do, and they're always watching where I am.
Or when friends say, oh, can I come with the things they laughed at you before? Oh, can I come with you to that race? Have you got any spare tickets for that? I think, oh.
Yeah,
wow.
At school I always kept it a secret. And then one guy in my Call of Duty clan, he was like, oh, I'm going to tell it to everybody in your class. I was like, no, please. Don't do that. Please let me do my thing, and I will tell it when it's time. And then also in university, people found my channel. I was like, oh God, there we go. Now I have to explain. But they were all being super positive about it and saying wow, this is so cool. So at the end, don't feel ashamed of it. Just be proud of it and share your experience. And some people will be jealous, and then they don't talk to you anymore. I had one of those girls, and then now they send me a message oh, it's so cool what you're doing. Can we hang
A lot
out?
of that does come from that, is jealousy. A lot of it is because they're living that life that they don't want to live, and they project that negativity onto you because you've gone and taken that leap and you've taken that risk, and yeah, that's what I feel. It's a lot of it can be jealousy at times, but overwhelmingly for me personally, it's been positive. It's been positive.
I have a really nice experience with my father. I was talking to him quite a lot about it, and he said, I don't care, just go to work. After I got my diploma, he said, go to work, get a real job. I paid a lot of money for that and stuff. So one day I had enough from this, and I said, no, you know what? There's a piece of paper. You can see from the bank how much money I earn, and after that, zip it. He never said anything anymore about it. And my mom is quite different. She looks everything. Everything. If it's even Instagram, if it's podcasts, every video, stream, everything. She's like SpongeBob, like a sponge.
Do you get the messages? Oh, I've shared this with auntie and uncles and.
Yeah, we doing kind of thing together where we cook in the kitchen together. So we got back together after a lot of years quiet between us. And every friend is watching it, and she's like, look what we're doing and this and that. And even when my stream is running, she's like, the mom, please do your nose, don't put your hand in front of your mouth. And you're sitting there, Mom, you can write in my chat. You don't need to send me my phone. She's even calling me while racing.
Yeah.
Mom, I can't talk to you. I'm racing. Nah, I can see her. I don't care. Just use your phone. And then she's like video calling you and stuff. And I'm like, Mom, please stop. I'm 37. I can handle myself. But it's really nice. It feels comforting and warm. And my close friends, they all love it. They like it. Because they all have it. They get something out of it. When they come to me, I have like a pile of hardware. Just go in the room. Take anything. Just go. So it's kind of a funny balance between us because they have like all real jobs, they like it, and they take me in this world, and I have my world, and then we meet up at home, and we really enjoy it. So a very good friend of mine, he started sim racing this year, and he's in my team now, and we drive together, and it's like it's so great to have those friends to do it together. It's amazing.
And I'll say to anybody out there who is maybe going through some negativity, my story is there's loads of people who are sort of putting me down at work and stuff almost because they were stuck. And it is because of that. They are stuck themselves and they want to do something they love. That's the dream, right? To have a job you love. Like, it doesn't feel like work sometimes. Of course it does.
It didn't at the start.
Yeah, it does feel it is a job at the end of the day, but for the most part, you're smiling, you're enjoying yourself, and people who are happy for you aren't the loudest, of course. People who want to hold you back and keep you with them as miserable, they will be very, very loud. So you just got to really forge your own path on that one.
And remember what you're doing it for.
Yeah.
If you've got a family, that's, you take it as seriously as your job, whether you put a shirt and suit on and jump on the train to London, or whether I just go sit in my sim rig all day. It's that same intensity. It's probably more intense on YouTube because when you get to a level you become self-employed. If I don't sim race today, I'm not earning money for my family. Whatever happens at my old job, I can sit there, put my feet up and sit and avoid work by drinking coffee all day and talking to people I don't really like. And I spent a lot of my time doing that. And but here, you just have to work, and just remember what you're doing it for. Remember what you're doing it for, and what tomorrow could bring if you just do one more race, or if you just get that video finished, or But previously, it was, you've always got that ceiling, haven't you? You've got that glass ceiling. But here, it's, your career is what you make it. And I find that really empowering and inspiring and motivating.
I think we're in the only industry, like you made a really good point, that people ask, are you still playing video games? Like, that's all it is seen as, right? Are you still playing video games?
I never got the question. Never. Like,
what's the answer?
I'm going to be honest with you. It sounds like you're living the absolute dream, by the way.
No, it's like the point. I can't say the word, but F it. I don't care what people say.
No, of course, yeah, definitely.
So I don't hear it. So they stopped talking to me about that.
Oh, I understand.
Like, I have grown people. They build houses, have kids and stuff, and they come to me, visit me. Oh shit, that's so amazing. It is. Mm-hmm. And so they stop asking me if I used to do video games. So yeah, I do that. That's like my living. That's my job. And so they stopped asking them. And I started very, very early to dismiss people out of my life who think it's just video games. It doesn't matter if they don't want to play. They don't need to, but they don't need to stick to in your life to make you miserable with their attitude against you or against video games. Yeah. Because it's not just video games. People around the world gather together, like in COVID, for example, they play with Discord and video calls and stuff. So it makes the world a little bit closer on people. So it's not just video games. It wasn't only video games.
There's a big stigma or stereotype, isn't there, that you're in your mum's basement or something playing computer games till 3 a.m. in the morning.
But it's
in your
one
pants.
of the most social things, especially these days, online gaming. It's one of the most social things you can do.
Yep. Just it's weird though. I wouldn't walk up
grass, breathe clean air, or have interaction with people by a touch.
It is strange though when you do get that negativity around what you do for a job. I don't walk up to people, my other friends, and go, "Are you still doing that insurance sales rubbish? Are you still doing that? What? Get a real job." Like, could you imagine saying
put
that?
Letters in someone's house. And
stop ringing people all the time. So it's an odd way. It's something I've definitely had to get used to, because when you think about it on that level, it is
so silly.
It is. So again, it's around just keeping your blinkers on, knowing why you're doing it, know what your motivations are, and just keep going. Just keep going.
back to sim racing specific, has the content creation ever taken the fun away from sim racing?
Yes. Driving every weekend, long-term races, yes. Sometimes. But it stops. What sim racers forget is that real drivers in real life, they have breaks. They get away from the car, they don't see the car for 2, 3, 4 days, and sim racers sitting in the sim like every day. You burn out from it because your body will like tell you to stop driving, it hurts. I have like a really bad knee injury from it, so yes. But you will realize that you said earlier, you go to your boundaries and then, okay, I need to go back. It's too much. And then the fun comes back.
The biggest thing for me is I've lost my hobby, because my hobby is my work. So that's difficult for me to find that outlet now, because it is, whilst I love it, it's still work. And when you crash on lap 1, it very much feels like work, because you're having to carry a stream or carry a video knowing that what you're putting out is just rubbish. But yeah, I think finding, I don't know, I used to play golf and things like that. I think I just need to find something else other than maybe the gym is all I've got that is my time. So that's the biggest challenge for me.
It's funny, I started golf too.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it.
No, me neither, but we can play.
We can.
I see, we get along very good. I like that.
Get your van, we'll go play golf.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, for me, I always played video games because I liked it. But then when you start making content of it, you always feel like you never want to play in your free time, because you think, oh, I can stream, or I can make a video now, or maybe I get a very good game or race and I want to put it on YouTube. So I I never play games for free in my free time anymore. Yeah. It's always, I want to make content from it then. So yeah, I've been going to the gym as well a lot, and just spending my free time there.
To make it relatable, it's like, imagine if going back to my old job, imagine if I'd done a whole day at work answering emails and dealing with rubbish. Got a bit of free time, so what I'll do is I'll deal with more rubbish and ask more emails. Yeah. That's kind of what it feels like.
Sounds great.
It's just a different vehicle, no pun intended. It's like sim racing, but it is still, you've got to take it seriously when you're at a certain level where it pays your mortgage or puts food on the table. It definitely gives you a different mindset, definitely.
So a normal job in the UK, we get 4 weeks annual leave, right?
Yeah.
As a content creator, you kind of got to manage that yourself. How do you manage holidays?
I don't go on holidays.
I hadn't been on holiday since I went full-time in March, but I've got to because my wife and my kids need a holiday.
Yep.
So that is literally the only time I will take it. I won't, everyone says, oh yeah, you work for yourself, you can be flexible. You're not, it's even worse. I've never worked harder, to be honest. I've never worked harder. And yeah, I do it to ensure that they have a good balance and they have the life that they want. And then I fill in the blanks around that for me.
A good friend of mine, I want to quote him, he's always saying, that's your vacation. And that's it. Your job is your vacation. So I don't do vacations. So
Dizzy is actually going to be moonlighting as a motivational speaker for the rest of this week, by the way. Unbelievable guy.
I'm sorry, I was about to say more to it. Because
I apologize.
No worries. I was on vacations this year in September for 1 week to get my golf license. And I was so proud of myself because my friend asked me, he's a really good friend of mine, he's mod in my stream, and he said, do you want to go to golf with me? Do you want to do your license? I'm like, nah, I want to drive my sim, no. And he said, yes, you do. And he booked the hotel and stuff. And I said, yes, okay. And then I went for the first time on the course. And it was like in the morning, like northern Germany, there's a lot of fog. It's really like humid. And I breathed in for a second and then, I need to go to vacations more. And now I do vacations once a year because it's good.
I think just going back to your imposter syndrome at the start, and once I feel, for me personally, once I get to a certain level, I can then throttle back. But at the moment, as I've only been doing this full time for the last kind of 9 months, I'm still very much in that I've got to hammer this as hard as I can stage. Then once I get to a certain established level, then I can start, streaming maybe 3 days a week rather than 5 days a week, or I can do a video every other day. But at the moment, it's just, I don't have that comfort yet. And I think when years go down the line, it'd be lovely to go on holiday and have a bit more flexibility. But at the moment, it's just full bore for me.
Yeah, and like when I'm at events, like I travel a lot for work, but also to places like Tokyo and Australia, and I've never been there. So I was like, okay, I'm here now. I don't want to like be here for 5 days and then fly back. That's when you're like almost longer in the plane than in the country. So then I always try to extend my trip and have maybe a couple of days of exploring the city, and that's how I try to combine it. And this year I actually went like on to Italy for 5 days for holiday. So I'm trying to give myself a bit more rest.
To your point, when you said that you don't want to miss anything, so you be there every day. The funny thing is, when you come back from Expo and you haven't been there for 4 days, you have more viewers than everyday streaming because they miss you. So it's good to be away from them. It's most likely it will be.
But then in your head, it's like, so just being completely frank about it, it's like they're going to find someone else to watch. That is my fear.
No.
Because I'm going on holiday, I'm going here, and then I'm actually going on a family holiday elsewhere, so I'm not streaming for 6 days. I've got video lined up for every day, but
I can see the panic in your eyes.
I'm petrified. I'm
But
petrified.
they will find anyone else anyway, even if you're there.
Don't say that.
There's a reason why you're all
Yes.
set up here. Good content.
It's like, for me, it was good for my brain to say, like, even when we stream, I recommend you as a good guy, and even when I'm streaming, I would say, just go to him, he's better today. Get comfortable with the point that you're shitty from time to time, and people don't want to watch you. And that's okay to give them the entertainment they want, because for me, it's like, how do you say that? Not honor. It's like you recommend someone because you like him, and you're fine with that, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know your weak spot.
Yeah.
Well, I did have a few more questions, but the answers you've been given have been so good. We've actually run out of time. But I do want to say thank you so much for your time. It's been really fascinating to talk to you all. And well, now we're going to have to join Matza back in the middle of the stage. I think he's ready.
He is.
Well, I might be on my own.
Hopefully he is. Yes.
Yeah, there he is. Oh, hello, mate.
There he is.
How
Oh,
you doing?
wow. That was tight. Hey, good to see you.
Yeah, you right?
I enjoyed your panel. It was really nice. Hi, guys. That was really nice. Good to hear and good to see also the last statement that you have to realize that you just suck. It doesn't work out. People don't like you at some point. That is normal, probably. But you're still a human being, and that is also what is nice about you. And to accept that gives you so much freedom that I feel that, honestly.
Similar to songs. Like, some songs you like, some songs you don't. It really is as simple as that.
Yes, absolutely, isn't it? Wow. Simple as that is also that we are going to have a few beautiful things upcoming. For example, the race later.